Hello, friends. I have an opportunity to tell you about a very rare skookum immersion in divine feminine energy led by our gracious and elegant Reverend Heather Venegas and Joy. I went for the very first time a year ago, and at the time I went, I was kind of a wounded little bird. My mom had just passed on after 12 years of Alzheimer's. My eldest son was dying of a very rare blood disorder, and I had broken up with my boyfriend. So I was really needing healing and looking for support, and I thought, okay, there's CSL, there's a wonderful community of people, but Mother Nature for me is very healing. So I thought, okay, I'll go to this retreat and see what happens. And my very best friend came into town from Sela a couple days ago, Medley, and I was telling her, geez, Med, I really hope you can join me this year. I came back feeling just glued together and grounded and peaceful, so full of joy and renewed. And she goes, Jenny, you were nude? You were nude? No, Medley. No nude, no dancing around a blazing fire, none of that happened. And for you men who think maybe it's not important to hear this, I'd like to just suggest that you're generous, loving men, and I'm sure there's someone, a girlfriend, a sister, maybe somebody that works diligently for you, or even your mother for Mother's Day, that this would be a lovely gift. We have all ages from 20s all the way up to the old wise sages, and it's just wonderful to share the generational journeys. So I'm going to tell you three things. One is where you're going and what the accommodations are like, what happens there, and the results. So everybody, could you please close your eyes, and then I won't be so nervous. So close your eyes. And I'll tell you a little bit about the surroundings. I thought I was going to go to cabins with a latrine because it is so affordable. So for under $300, you have 3 days. And it turns out that you drive up to this beautiful forest, open your car, and you can smell the forest air, and you start hearing the bird songs. And you walk into this immaculate lodge, and there's a very sacred feeling. You feel like it's more than what you see. And you walk through the lodge, and you see the patio, and you go down by the pond, and then there's trails up into waterfalls, and it's absolutely breathtaking. If you did nothing more than just stay out in nature, it would be a fantastic, affordable time. So the events, and they have luscious food. They have this great food from local farmers market, so it's really good for you. You don't have to worry about it. You wake up in the morning and the coffee's made. You have no responsibilities, no obligations, and the men get the house all to themselves in the remote control, so it's a win-win. And so what happens for events, we have some very special things that are quite joy-filled. Joy is going to do a wonderful fire ceremony for us. We had pampering the whole weekend. We learned how to do hand massages and foot massages. We'd made kachinka dolls. I think I'm saying it right, kachinka dolls. We had arts and crafts and small gatherings and big gatherings and yoga. All of this was optional. If you wanted to stay in the room or just walk up the forest, you could do that. So whatever would suit your soul. And people came there for not just healings. I came there primarily because I was wounded and I didn't know what direction to look in. But people were building dreams, and the dreams were getting bigger. And I was meeting people and finding sisters for Sangha sisters. So the event thing ended up in having a whole year of joining Sanghas and knowing more people in the community. So what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, but what happens at CSL Women Retreat, you get to take home. So I thought that was very special. And just the final results of this are, you come back to a community, you look at people's faces, and you know them more than just a chat over coffee. You know people that you can share your deepest desires with, your deepest pain with, and you know you're safe. And you know everything's going to be fine. And I felt it was one of the most wonderful things that could have happened at the time. And I thought, this is the most fantastic community I could ever join. So I would strongly encourage you to consider this, and for you men to consider gifting as gracious and generous and loving as you men are, maybe thinking of gifting this to someone. Women, gift it to yourself in self-care. And if anyone has any questions about this, I'm just more than happy to tell you more in the bookstore. So thank you.